This is a true account of a terrifying experience in Japan. It happened one night as I was driving home from work around 11 p.m. There's a straight road in front of my house, and as I was nearing home, I noticed something strange. The streetlights, which were usually always lit, had all gone out for no apparent reason. This made me feel uneasy, so I switched my car headlights to high beam. That's when I saw something on the left side of the road. There's a medium-sized shrine there, one I pass by every day. But that night, there was something unusual next to the shrine. As I got closer, I realized it was a person. Feeling relieved, I thought, oh, it's just someone standing there. But as I approached close enough to see the person clearly, an icy chill ran down my spine. The person stood completely still, their back to the road. Their arms hung limply by their sides, as though dislocated. Their head was tilted forward, and their body leaned slightly, making their face completely hidden. Their long hair hung down, covering their entire face. It was summer, and they were wearing an outdated tracksuit and a long skirt, along with sneakers. Everything about them looked filthy and disheveled. As I drove past, I glanced at them in my rearview mirror 3 times. But when I checked for the 4th time, all the streetlights suddenly came back on. And in the mirror, there was nothing there. Since that night, I've never taken that road again after dark. This happened during my first year of university. My friends and I loved night fishing. And since our school was in a seaside city with a large fishing port, there were plenty of great spots to cast our lines. That night, I planned to catch some snapper and headed to the port with my friend Mina. We decided to fish near the breakwater at the port entrance. The port was eerily quiet at night, with the fishermen already gone before dark. The only sound was the rhythmic crash of waves against the breakwater. Mina said,
I'll head to the other side to fish. Let's meet up later.
All right, I replied. I'll come find you in a bit. I focused on fishing, but soon I felt someone staring at me. Startled, I turned to see a small, frail-looking old man standing beside me. I hadn't noticed him approach and had no idea how long he'd been there. Maybe he'd been there all along, and I just hadn't paid attention. Still, his behavior struck me as rude, and I felt a bit annoyed. Yet, the man simply smiled, his face illuminated by the dim streetlight, shadows deepening the lines on his face. The silence between us became unbearable. So I asked, "Are you out for a walk?" The man didn't answer. He just kept smiling. A sense of unease crept over me. Was he mentally unwell? Perhaps suffering from dementia? Deciding to ignore him, I went back to fishing. After some time, I noticed he was gone. About an hour later, I met up with Mina, who had been fishing for sea bass in another spot. I told her about the strange old man. She listened, then said, "Where I'm from, there's a yokai called the Sea Elder. In old legends, if you meet someone like that by the sea, you mustn't speak to them. It's said they can hear your words, steal your soul, and drag you into the ocean." I laughed nervously. "Come on, there's no way that's real." We continued fishing together to shake off the eerie vibe. Suddenly, a black sedan appeared, driving toward us. At this time of night, it was rare to see any cars at the port, mostly just rowdy drivers or sports cars showing off. But this car seemed to be coming straight for us. "This feels off," I said.
Yeah, something's not right.
Mina agreed. We quickly packed up our gear and started walking away from the car, but it seemed to pick up speed. Then, out of nowhere, it accelerated directly toward us. Within seconds, the distance closed to just 15 meters. Mina leaped to the right, avoiding the car, but I tripped over a ship's rope and tumbled into the water. The icy sea swallowed me, and I panicked. I barely noticed the car plunging into the water as well. Mina's shouts from the shore brought me back to my senses.
Are you okay?
She yelled. Looking up, I saw the car's rear end bobbing above the surface. Mina threw me a rope, and with her help, I climbed back onto the pier. We called the police immediately. The next day, they retrieved the car from the water. Inside, they found 2 bodies. One was the old man who had been watching me earlier. The other was a woman, his wife. But here's the horrifying part. The woman hadn't drowned. Her body was already badly decomposed. The police confirmed she'd been dead for over 2 months. That means the old man had been driving around with his wife's corpse in the passenger seat, and for some reason, decided to drive into the sea, trying to take Mina and me with him. Why did he want to drag us down with him? Was he trying to end it all? And most chilling of all, why was he smiling so cheerfully before everything happened? To this day, I'm still haunted by those questions. That's it for today's story. Did you enjoy it? What do you think was going through the old man's mind? Let me know in the comments. If you want to see my videos faster, please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates.